गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गना शॉट। गना शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। वणक्कम, जय हिंद एंड सत श्री अकाल। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं द पाकिस्तान ऑफ मिलिट्री, मुल्लास एंड मनी। और इसके लिए और इसके बारे में बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ हैं जनरल विनोद भाटिया। सर, गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू डिस्कस द पाकिस्तान ऑफ मुल्लास, मिलिट्री एंड मनी।
Thank you, General Shankar. Always great to be on your show, and this is a very interesting topic. There's a lot to talk about. Let's see how it plays out.
यस सर। मैं सबको बताना चाहता हूं कि ये शो हमने क्यों चुना है, क्योंकि ये जो एक्चुअली शो हमने एक महीने पहले करना था, पर उस वक्त क्योंकि G20 चल रहा था वगैरह वगैरह, तो हमने चाइना के बारे में, हिमालयन ब्लंडर के बारे में बात किया। और आज हमने सोचा कि दोबारा पाकिस्तान के बारे में बात करें। वो इसीलिए है कि पाकिस्तान में एक मिनी रिवाइवल हो रहा है, छोटा सा, क्योंकि आजकल उनका डॉलर जो है वो 300 से कम हो गया है। इट्स 291 इंटरबैंक रेट आज। इनको थोड़ा पैसा मिल रहा है क्योंकि ये एमिनेशन दे रहे हैं यूक्रेन को। इन्होंने एक डील किया यूएसए के साथ, जिसकी वजह से अभी बात निकल आ रहा है कि जो आईएमएफ लोन 2.5 बिलियन होना था, वो आजकल उनको 3 बिलियन मिल गया। इनका जो नया आर्मी चीफ है, इज इम्पोजिंग हिमसेल्फ, राइट। और ये नजर आ रहा है क्योंकि इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटेम्प्ट्स बढ़ गए और 2-3 एनकाउंटर हो गए, जैसे कुलगाम में हुआ पिछले महीना, अभी कोकरनाग में हुआ। और ये पाकिस्तान ऐसा देश है जिसको हम कभी नजरअंदाज नहीं रख सकते। ये कुछ ना कुछ हरकत करता रहेगा। सर, इसीलिए मैंने आई थॉट वी शुड डिस्कस पाकिस्तान। और इससे पहले कि मैं आपको आई नो आई यू नो वी गो इनटू द सब्जेक्ट प्रॉपर, आई जस्ट वांट टू टेक अ मिनट, एक राइट। मैं सबको पहले रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं, अगर आप ये शो पसंद करते हैं और गाना शॉट को पसंद करते हैं, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब टू गाना शॉट, राइट। ये थोड़ा सब्सक्रिप्शन थोड़ा तेज नहीं हो रहा है, राइट। इंटरेस्टिंग बात आज अगे पिछले एक हफ्ते से जो मैं सुन रहा हूँ और ये कर रहा हूँ, एक डॉक्टर तारिक रहमान है, उन्होंने एक किताब लिखा है, पाकिस्तान वॉर्स एंड ऑल्टरनेटिव हिस्ट्री। इन्होंने कुछ लिखा है इसमें, और कुछ चंद पॉइंट हैं जो इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट हैं, मैं दोहराना चाहता हूँ। उसके बाद आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट जनरल भाटिया टू स्पीक। ये एक बेस बन जाएगा। ये इनके मुताबिक कुछ पाकिस्तान के कुछ कॉन्स्टेंट्स हैं, ये कभी बदली नहीं होते हैं। फर्स्ट, इंडिया इज अ सिविलाइजेशनल फो, दे कैन नेवर बी फ्रेंड्स विद अस। इनका मानना है कि मुस्लिम्स आर ट्रेडिशनली बेटर फाइटर्स और हिंदू लड़ नहीं सकते, और रिलीजन ऑफ कोर्स रूल्स, वो रिलीजन सबसे ऊपर होता है। इसीलिए हम मुल्ले के बारे में बात करेंगे आज। इंडिया इज अ हेजुमॉन व्हिच मस्ट बी स्टॉप्ड। कश्मीर मस्ट बी वन, कश्मीर जीत के रहेंगे, ये इनके जहन में है। और इनका हर वक्त क्या है, स्मॉल क्लिक टेक्स द नेशन टू वॉर, यानी कि एक छोटा सा ग्रुप होता है। जैसे कारगिल की लड़ाई में परवेज मुशर्रफ और वो 10 कोर कमांडर के बीच में जो भी प्लान बना, वो शुरू हो गया। बाकी प्राइम मिनिस्टर तक को किसी को नहीं पता था। यही बात 65 में भी हुआ, अगर आप देखेंगे तो, क्योंकि उस वक्त अयूब खान ने भी नहीं कि वो एयर चीफ तक को नहीं बताया कि हम लड़ाई में जा रहे हैं, राइट। और ये इनका आदत है। और पाकिस्तान हर वक्त गैम्बल करता है कि हम जीतेंगे, ठीक। और पाकिस्तानी जनरल जितने हैं वो ऑप्टिमिस्टिक होते हैं ऑन विक्ट्री, इस डिस्पाइट लैक ऑफ नंबर्स। जैसे इन्होंने बताया कि अटैक के लिए 3:1 रेशियो चाहिए, पर ये 1:1 रेशियो के साथ ही लड़ पड़ते हैं और ऐसे कदम लेते हैं जिससे ये सोचते हैं कि वो जीत सकते हैं। और इनके जितने जनरल हैं कि ये शॉर्ट वॉर्स और इजी विक्ट्रीज करते हैं भाई। वो बोलते हैं ना, छठ मंडनी पट गया, वो वही कहानी है। और दैट इज व्हाट आई फाउंड वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। मैंने सोचा इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा बहुत इसके बारे में मैं सबको बता दूं, इससे पहले कि आई आस्क और रिक्वेस्ट जनरल भाटिया टू टॉक अबाउट मुल्लास, मनी एंड मिलिट्री। और पुराने जमाने में हम बोलते थे अल्लाह, अमेरिका और आर्मी। तो ये आज के जमाने में मिलिट्री, मुल्ला और मनी। So all your sorry for this thing. I
नहीं,
thought I'll this.
थैंक यू जनरल शंकर, बड़ा अच्छा लगता है आपसे बात करके हमेशा, और आपके व्यूअर्स तो बहुत पसंद करते हैं आपके चैनल को, और मैं भी करता हूँ। आपने बिल्कुल ठीक बोला, पहले होता था 3 A's, आर्मी, अल्लाह और अमेरिका। लेकिन वो अमेरिका का थोड़ा सा भी अफगानिस्तान के बाद चेंज हो गया है। आर्मी तो आर्मी है, और अल्लाह की जगह वहाँ मुल्ला आ गए। तो वो जो पाकिस्तान का कंट्रोल है वो मिलिट्री के पास है, आर्मी के पास है, और उनके जो जनरल मुनीर है वो अपने आप को, जैसा आपने बोला कि बहुत ज्यादा अपने आप को स्टैम्प लगा रहे हैं, और ये हर चीफ करता है। ये नहीं कि ये अकेला कर रहे हैं। अगर आप देखिए, इनसे पहले थे जनरल बाजवा, उन्होंने क्या किया था कि अपने आप को 3 साल का एक्सटेंशन दिलाई थी। और क्यों दिलाई थी, अगर आप हिस्ट्री में जाएं तो जब उड़ी हुआ था उसका उन्होंने बोला सिक्योरिटी चाहिए पाकिस्तान को, और इसलिए जनरल बाजवा को 3 साल के एक्सटेंशन मिले थे। 3 साल की एक्सटेंशन, तो 6 साल हो रहे हैं। उससे पहले राहिल शरीफ जो थे, करेक्शन बालाकोट, उड़ी बालाकोट की वजह से, और उससे पहले राहिल शरीफ थे, वो फील्ड मार्शल बन रहे थे, उनके पोस्टर होते थे हर एक जगह। जब उड़ी हुआ तो उनको थोड़ा सा नीचे आना पड़ा,
डाउन हो
तो
गया।
आर्मी जो है वो हमेशा जो है वो पाकिस्तान को रूल करेगी, और पाकिस्तान रूल नहीं करेगी, उनकी इकोनॉमिक कंपल्शन है। पाकिस्तान आर्मी की इट्स इकोनॉमिक इकोनॉमिक एंटरप्राइज। पाकिस्तान आर्मी इकोनॉमिक एंटरप्राइज, इट्स नॉट अ मिलिट्री एंटरप्राइज, इट्स अ इकोनॉमिक पॉलिटिकल मिलिट्री एंटरप्राइज। तो उनकी ये पॉलिटिकल कंपल्शन, डोमेस्टिक कंपल्शन है, क्योंकि हम 9 मई को हमने देखा, और उनकी ये एक मिलिट्री कंपल्शन है। So it's the economic compulsion, political compulsion, military compulsion, and I will add one more compulsion, domestic compulsion. अगर उनको अगर डोमेस्टिक का उनका पर रेलिवेंस है उनका, वो इसलिए क्योंकि एंटी इंडिया। अगर जैसे आपने बोला उन्होंने कि सिविलाइजेशन फो कैसे हो सकता है, बताइए। सिविलाइजेशन हमारी एक ही है, सिविलाइजेशन तो अलग नहीं है ना उससे। ओल्डेस्ट सिविलाइजेशन है, एंड दे आर पार्ट ऑफ द सिविलाइजेशन। अगर आज वो सिविलाइजेशन फो बोल रहे हैं तो वो अलग सिविलाइजेशन है क्या? नहीं है। It's a Indus Valley civilization. It's a Harappan civilization, Indian civilization. It's an Indian civilization. Okay? तो उनको कोई इसमें शक नहीं होना चाहिए। लेकिन जो मैं बोलूंगा, जो मिलिट्री है, और मिलिट्री के साथ अभी एक सेकंड जो पोल बन गया है वो मुल्लास का है। मिलिट्री मुल्लास को टच नहीं कर सकती है, और मुल्लास बहुत बड़े हो गए, एंड they have started dictating the Pakistani narrative. ठीक है, या चाहे उनकी जो शरीयत लॉ है, चाहे उनके हफीज सैयद अगर वहां पर कुछ करता है तो ट्रेन्स आर गिवन टू फेरी पीपल टू हिज मीटिंग्स। ठीक है, इट इज फैसिलिटेटेड बाय द स्टेट, एंड नो टेररिस्ट हैं जो उनको स्टेट फैसिलिटेट करती है। और उसके बाद हम भी उनको बोलते हैं नॉन स्टेट एक्टर्स। हमारे में कई बोलते हैं नॉन स्टेट एक्टर्स। ये नॉन स्टेट एक्टर कैसे हो गए? तो स्टेट एक्टर्स हैं। ठीक है, तो दो हमारे पास जो मेजर चीज है, मिलिट्री और मुल्ला। और थर्ड आपने बिल्कुल ठीक बोला, मनी के बिना ना मिलिट्री चलेगी ना मुल्ला चलेगा, और मनी इनके पास है नहीं आज। तो ये कंफ्लिक्टिंग सिचुएशन है बड़ी सी, जहां पर दे वुड हैव डिफॉल्टेड ऑन द 1 अगस्त। उनको जुलाई में $3 बिलियन का लोन मिल गया। क्योंकि मैं सोचता हूं कि हमें एक फैक्टर करना पड़ेगा इंडिया की, पाकिस्तानी स्ट्रेटेजिकली स्मार्ट है, ठीक है ना। इट्स नॉट अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल नेशन, बट स्ट्रेटेजिकली स्मार्ट है, और इनके जो मिलिट्री है वो रन करती है पॉलिसी, और उन्होंने काफी हद तक इसको करवाया है। और आप देखिए, इमरान खान को नीचे लाने के लिए जो 9 मई को एक कोर कमांडर के घर को उन्होंने उनका फ्रिज खोल के वहां से बिरयानी भी ले गई। ऐसे थोड़ी हो सकता है कभी। अगर लाहौर का कोर कमांडर घर कौन सा था? वो जिना का घर था, पुश्ताना घर जिना का था। जिना's old house, heritage house, and it is not easy to approach that house until it is facilitated by the army itself. So in a way, it is an assessment. It is not this thing. It's an assessment. कि the whole thing was orchestrated by the Pakistani military. उसके बाद देखिए धीरे धीरे डाई डाउन हो गया, और जनरल मुनीर ने पूरा कंट्रोल ले लिया, और आज इमरान खान इज इन बिग ट्रबल। and Imran Khan was Pakistani's, let's face it, he was
Lloyd boy.
पाकिस्तानी आर्मी का कैंडिडेट, उसको उन्होंने प्ले अप किया था। अभी ये किसको प्ले अप कर रहे हैं ये देखना पड़ेगा, अभी इलेक्शन फिर से आने वाले हैं, अभी क्या प्ले अप करते हैं। तो इट इज अ वेरी सॉर्ट ऑफ अ मिक्स सॉर्ट ऑफ अ थिंग। अभी देखिए बेनजीर भुट्टो जो अक्टूबर 2007 में आई थी, तो इट वाज एंटिसिपेटेड कि शी विल बी असैसिनेटेड, कोई नई बात तो नहीं थी, एंड दैट एग्जैक्टली हैपेंड। तो अभी नवाज शरीफ अभी आएंगे नहीं आएंगे, अभी पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो क्या होता है, कंट्रोल तो आर्मी के पास है, उसमें मुझे कोई शक नहीं, और मेरे ख्याल से किसी और को भी शक नहीं है, इन पाकिस्तान पीपल को भी शक नहीं है इस चीज में, जो पाकिस्तानी लोग हैं हमारे, जो उनको कोई शक नहीं है कि ये पाकिस्तानी कंट्रोल करती है। लेकिन इसमें जो फैक्टर मुल्लास का है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर बन गया, कि मुल्लास आर द स्विंग फैक्टर नाउ। जो मुल्ला बोलेंगे पाकिस्तानी आर्मी उसको मना नहीं कर सकती है, और इसमें एक एंटी इंडिया सेंटीमेंट है जो उनको ज्वाइन करता है, ठीक है। और जहां तक इकोनॉमी का सवाल है, आपने पहले ही बता दिया, उनकी इकोनॉमी डोल्ड्रम्स, बहुत बुरी हालत है उनकी। लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी अगर आप फिगर्स देखें जो पाकिस्तानी मिलिट्री को मिला है, 60 बिलियन यूएस डॉलर्स मिले हैं, एक्चुअली मोर देन 6.27 बिलियन यूएस डॉलर मिले हैं, ठीक है, which is 15.7% of the budget. So that is the dynamics in Pakistan today, and it is all based on one and only one issue: anti-India. Kashmir is not the issue. Kashmir is the manifestation.
Yeah, I agree with you.
पाकिस्तान को कश्मीरी से कोई प्यार नहीं है जी, बिल्कुल। कश्मीरी को तो उन्होंने यूज कर रहे हैं, यूज करा है और यूज करते रहेंगे जब तक वो कर सकते हैं, ठीक है ना। और irrespective of the you know the spurting violence जो हुआ है अभी, ये होता है, ये हमेशा कोई भी वायलेंस होगा। लाइक जनरल अता हसन ने बड़ी अच्छी बात बोली अपने चैनल उसमें यूट्यूब में, कि इंडिया हैज वन बट पाकिस्तान नॉट लॉस्ट। तो जो आपने अभी बोला है एग्जैक्टली, पाकिस्तान नेवर लूजेस, पाकिस्तान ओनली गोज अंडर, ठीक है। 1971 में उन्होंने ये बोला था कि ये हिंदू आर्मी है, क्या लड़ेगी, कैसे लड़ेगी। तो 13 डेज के अंदर हम तो पहुंच गए थे जी ढाका, और सरेंडर का वो बड़ा सा फोटो है हमारे पास। तो 93,000 प्रिजनर्स आए यहाँ पर, एंड वी लाइक गुड एंड वी आर रिस्पांसिबल इंडियंस, वी ट्रीटेड देम वेल एज पर जेनेवा कन्वेंशन। वो अपने लोगों बोलते रहे, ऊपर से येलो आर्मी आएगी, और नीचे से साउथ से व्हाइट आर्मी आएगी, तो इंडियन आर्मी तो कुछ कर नहीं सकती। तो ये देख लीजिए क्या हुआ कारगिल में, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक बोला। और उसके बावजूद ये ऐसी किताब लिखेंगे, तो ये तो एक सेल्फ डिसीट है ना, एक सेल्फ बिलीफ नहीं है, ये सेल्फ डिसीट है। ये अपने लोगों को पागल बना रहे हैं, अपने आप को अपने तो समझते हैं। जब बात से बात करो, उनको पता है कि इंडियन आर्मी से वो पंगा नहीं ले सकते। नॉट आफ्टर Kargil, not after 71, not after Uri, not after the pristine air Jabbar Top. तो ये जो मिलिट्री का जो हिस्सा है, ये उनके पब्लिक सेंटीमेंट के लिए है, टू असॉल्ट पब्लिक फीलिंग।
Yeah, I think what आपने जो बोला सर बिल्कुल सही बोला है, कि पाकिस्तान आर्मी will not change its colors, and whatever it is facing today with TTP or Taliban, it's all accommodation. ये तो वक्त की बात है, they'll come to some settlement there, and it's only a matter of time before they start looking at us altogether. And इसका जो indication हमें मिल रहा है, it is not only the fact that there economically there's a mini revival, that's one part of the story. अगर आप देखेंगे तो पिछले 2-3 महीने से इनका एयरफोर्स का एक्सरसाइज हो गया चाइना के साथ, इनका नेवल एक्सरसाइज हो गया चाइना के साथ, and there a lot of exercises with the army also they're doing, whether they're training China or they're doing joint exercises and whatever it is, ये कर रहे हैं। इन्होंने अपना लाइक आपने जैसे बोला कि they are street smart, all these Pakistani generals are street smart, and they know how to get along, and they are very clear that it doesn't matter where the country goes, they have to be in power, and being in power, their sole aim is India. Preparation for a war against India is their prime motive, right? On that, there's never been a doubt. Now the question is, ये करेंगे क्या अभी? After all, ये असीम मुनीर has gone around telling everyone कि मैं पैसा ले आऊंगा सऊदी से, मैं पैसा ले आऊंगा कतर से, वगैरह वगैरह, और यहाँ मैं आई इकोनॉमी आई पुट इट अप बैक, and I'll do everything. And then his aim is very clear: get as much money as possible, revive the army so that he can, if he gets an opportunity, he will take revenge against India. I mean, that we should never have a doubt. The question is how. How do you think these chaps will behave from here on? And how? And what do you think our broad response should be to these their antics?
जनशंकर, आपने यू हिट द नेल ऑन द हेड. आई थिंक टू इश्यूज की पाकिस्तान क्या करेगा और हमको क्या करना चाहिए. These are two main issues. What will Pakistan likely to do? What we should, and we should not react.
Yeah,
that is something we should not do. So coming to what Pakistan should do now, Pakistan has उनके जलकित भाई ने भी और बाकी ने भी, they are propagating. अगर आप पाकिस्तान हिस्ट्री देखें तो दे आफ्टर 1998 जो है, इन्होंने हमेशा इन द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ न्यूक्लियर रिटोरिक इन्होंने हमेशा टेररिस्ट अटैक्स करे हैं, ऑल ओवर इंडिया करें, यहाँ नहीं ऑल ओवर इंडिया करें. मुंबई को छोड़ दी, आप कोयम्बतूर हो, पूना, बैंगलोर, अहमदाबाद, दिल्ली, कलकत्ता, मतलब यू नेम अ स्टेट सिटी, मेट्रो सिटी उन्होंने कर रखी. ठीक है, क्यों करा उन्होंने? हम न्यूक्लियर नेशन है, अगर हम कुछ करेंगे तो हम न्यूक्लियर हो जाएंगे. एंड अगर आप कारगिल भी देखें, कारगिल का मैं बार बार कारगिल बात करता हूँ बिकॉज वी आर वेरी इमोशनली अटैच्ड टू कारगिल. वी डिड नॉट क्रॉस द लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान न्यूक्लियर स्टेट. तो उन्होंने ये हवा बना रखा था रिटोरिक थी उनकी. अगर वहां पर एक बिहेडिंग हो जाती थी, जैसे 8 जनवरी 2013 में हुई थी रजौरी सेक्टर में, तो वो कहते थे अगर आप कुछ करोगे तो हम तो न्यूक्लियर स्टेट है. तो वो जो मिथ थी इनकी, वो उड़ी की सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ने चैलेंज कर दी. तो उड़ी की जब सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक्स हुई, हमने 7 टारगेट्स, 7 टीम्स, 7 आवर्स, वी वेंट in the most mined, most manned sector of the line of control. We destroyed the targets, inserted, and then extricated our teams
fully
without a loss. देखिए,
yes,
no army in the world can do it. No special force in the world can do it. Our people did it. That is our army. Please. उसके बाद उनको धक्का सा लगा. सेकंड उन्होंने जो शॉट फायर किया वो पुलवामा में किया. Though I feel that Pulwama was, not intended to be so big. अगर आप देखें ये इनकी ऑपरेशन जो है, मोडस ऑपरेटिंग, 3 से 4 टेररिस्ट हैं, 2-3 हो जाएंगे, उसके बाद ये भाग लेते हैं. To keep the pot boiling, as they say, right? And after the jabbat of precision strikes, now what do? They have a new nuclear doctrine. What is the new nuclear doctrine? It is 0 to 2750. Right?
yeah.
When it says 0 to 2750, it means 0 means anywhere. 0 means on the ground, zero line पे. कि अगर आप कुछ भी करेंगे जीरो लाइन पे, चाहे हॉरिजॉन्टल हो चाहे वर्टिकल हो, हम न्यूक्लियर वेपन यूज करेंगे. उनकी कैपेबिलिटी है या नहीं है, that is,
that's a different story.
That's a different story altogether. It's a doctrine. The world has to stop it, not me, not you, not India. The world has to stop it. Because that will not find its place only in India. Pakistan, 90% of the terror activities the world over have a Pakistani connect. Okay. So we have to understand that. And by 2750 reaches the furthest end of India at the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Right. So when say the 0 to 2750, that is Pakistan is preparing for upping the ante in terrorism. उरी के बाद जो टेररिस्ट अटैक्स हुए हैं, वो जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के बाहर नहीं हुए, एक भी नहीं हुआ. एक तो पाकिस्तान कुड नॉट अफोर्ड टू डू इट. सेकंडली हमारे इंटरव्यू हमारे भी अच्छे हो गए काफी. वी हैव आल्सो बीन बेटर. एंड इवन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में जो हाई प्रोफाइल अटैक हुए हैं वो कम हुए. ये नहीं कहना कि वहां पर बिल्कुल नहीं, बट बहुत कम हुए. एंड सो पाकिस्तान विल लाइक टू अप द एंटी. दैट इज वन थिंग वी हैव टू सी, बट इट विल नॉट गो बियॉन्ड द प्रॉक्सी वॉर राइट नाउ. द ओनली टाइम इट गो बियॉन्ड द प्रॉक्सी वॉर इज अ चाइना पाकिस्तान एक्सिस. उसको हमें कभी नहीं भूलना चाहिए. And to deny that, we have to prepare. We have to purchase peace through preparedness. आप पैसा खर्च करिए, आप military preparedness रखिए, and then only you can say you have a credible debt list. ना चाइना कुछ करेगा आपको, ना पाकिस्तान कुछ करेगा, ना चाइना पाकिस्तान मिलकर कुछ करेंगे. If you're not prepared, if you're weak, militarily weak, economically weak, your internal fault lines, तो वो एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे. ठीक है ना. गांव में भी होता है ना, जैसे जो कमजोर होता है गांव वाले उस पर हावी हो जाते हैं, उससे जमीन ले लेंगे, घर ले लेंगे, उसके खेत में कुछ कर देंगे. तो वैसे इंटरनेशनल में भी ऐसे ही होगा, इंटरनेशनल जियोपॉलिटिक्स में. सो वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वी आर प्रिपेयर्ड, and we are prepared. It's not that we are prepared militarily, economically, diplomatically, and politically. Okay. So we have to have strategic strength, which we have.
Yeah, I have a question, sir. You know, ये जो आपने nuclear, they have, I mean, you call it a doctrine, you call it whatever you call it. They said 0 to 2750. I understand the 2750 पहले से भी ये बोल रहे थे. But now they started this zero range kind of a story. And we have a particular nuclear doctrine. Do you think, in view of this and what China is doing, because China is upping their nuclear arsenal completely, in view of this, do you think we need to change or at least signal some change in our nuclear thinking?
I honestly, I don't think so.
Okay.
We have a no first use doctrine, which is as a responsible nation, which is a very good doctrine. But then, having said that, let me also say the doctrine is as good as the government of the day.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिखा नहीं है, ठीक है ना. So it is not that it is written in the constitution. It can be changed. It can be changed by the decision of the government of India, not the military, and rightly so. It is not a military decision. It's a decision of the government of the day. So I will leave it at that, because I think NFU is a good doctrine. But we should also know that कोई NFU is not cast in iron. It's not cast in stone. इसको चेंज करने के लिए जिसने NFU बनाई है वो उसको चेंज भी कर सकते हैं.
Right. So I'll you know, this military, mullah and money, this triangle, let me bring it to the current day scenario. Actually, what is happening between us and Canada? You know, to a large extent, whatever is happening in Canada, this Khalistanis and all that, you'll agree with me, has been facilitated through Pakistan. You know, to set the whole thing up. And even now, there's a lot of activity of these Khalistanis there in Pakistan. Do you think Pakistan, and अगर आपने पिछले 2-3 दिन का जो न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़े हो, तो ओके, इंडिया एंड कनाडा के बारे में तो वी आर गिविंग आवर स्टेटमेंट्स वगैरह वगैरह. यूएसए ने म्यूटेड स्टेटमेंट दिया, यूके ने भी म्यूटेड स्टेटमेंट दिया, इवन ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैज गिवन अ म्यूटेड स्टेटमेंट इफी. बट पाकिस्तान में बहुत हो रहा है. वो बोलते हैं कि इंडिया इज अ टेररिस्ट स्टेट एंड इंडिया इज दिस, इंडिया इज दैट एंड ऑल दैट. ही सीज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी इन दिस.
देखिए, he will. हाँ जी, बोलिए, आप बोलिए.
Yeah, do you think, I mean, he sees an opportunity, there's no doubt about it. Do you think this will be leveraged by him in some meaningful manner? And if he, I mean, how do you think it will go? It might not be a direct one-to-one with Canada, but he'll use a Khalistani link without doubt. And with Punjab going the way it has gone, you know, the problems. Do you think he'll try something in here, or whatever?
You see, given the geopolitical scenario, I don't think Pakistan can leverage anything right now.
Okay.
Pakistan should look at survival right
at this point of time.
At this point, उनके internal problems बहुत ज़्यादा हैं, which is not everyone. Whether Balochistan, TTP, मतलब आप बोलिए, उनकी problems ही problems हैं. Okay, and the CPEC is a major problem if you look at it.
Yeah.
Well, China is taking it. So China is China. China will take a pound of flesh, and Pakistan ready to give that pound of flesh, because they have no choice in this. So I'm not too concerned about that China Pakistan, because China is they use the sharp power. It's neither smart power now. तो smart power रुक गया, China तो sharp power में आगे चली गई है. So especially with Pakistan now, Afghanistan, they have what matters. So what you're trying to, what we should see is he would like to leverage it, but does he have the capacity and the capability and the have to leverage it? I don't think so. So today India is respected. Look at the G20, look at BRICS, look at SCO, what we have done. वो क्या leverage करेगा? एक कनाडा ही तो है, एक उधर से पाकिस्तान क्या? Canada is also because of domestic compulsion.
Yeah, that's up with that. वो तो पता है सर.
हाँ,
वो तो हमें पता है वो.
I don't think. But what I more my apprehensions with Pakistan are, it is not militancy anymore. It's not terrorism anymore. It is drugs. जो ड्रग्स आ रही है वहां से, अभी कश्मीर में जो देखिए आप, ड्रग्स आर स्पॉइलिंग द यूथ. ड्रग्स इन कश्मीर आर फ्लोइंग फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान. ड्रग्स इन पंजाब आर फ्लोइंग फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान. राइट? सो ड्रग्स इज अ मेजर कंसर्न. टेररिज्म हम देख लेंगे. टेररिज्म में we have controlled it. We are the only nation who has controlled terrorism
in the world, yes,
Gujarat, Northeast, Punjab, and J&K also. So terrorism, we are actually counter-terrorism देखा जाए तो हमारा रिकॉर्ड सबसे अच्छा है. Without human rights, without collateral damages, few human right cases, we come down very heavily. No collateral damage. इसके बड़े-बड़े examples हैं collateral damage के. तो Pakistan is using now drugs. And that is where I think the money, the 3 M's money, is drugs.
Yeah, I think their only source of revenue today is drugs. And what you said is right, sir, because I remember 90s, early 90s, and even till mid 90s, in fact, even complete 90s, if you see, that is a time when, America had pulled out of Pakistan and they were in almost a similar state as today. No one was helping them. And at that time, I still remember Mr. K. Subramaniam, or External Affairs Minister's father, he analyzed Pakistan. He said, look, how is Pakistan's economy going up? And he analyzed the whole drug chain. And he says, what is flowing through Pakistan is narco money. So their narco economy revival is already started, the way I look at it. And that's what will sustain them. That plus the fact that they're leveraging their military economy to give ammunition to Ukraine, and that both these are, keeping their nose above water. The rest we'll see इसका क्या होगा.
वो Hillary Clinton बोला था ना, if you have snakes in your backyard, don't expect to bite their neighbors. So if terrorism has taken deep roots in Pakistan, I think drugs will also take deep roots in Pakistan.
Deep roots in Pakistan. So you are looking at this, and plus the fact, these days, off late, I mean, I will say, the mullahs are not, वो फुदक नहीं रहे पाकिस्तान के अंदर. And considering the fact that Asim Munir is a Hafiz himself, and he would be religious to the core. And the fact that mullahs have never vanished, they're just on the sidelines today. TLP is still incipient. It will, in fact, almost become a political force in Pakistan. And that, the mullah factory, which is there along the Durand line, is actually functioning on all cylinders. Do you think that this will spread well into Pakistan and start eating up? Because drugs to hai, the snakes of the terrorism is biting them. Do you think this mullah factor also will bite them internally, or will they be able to leverage it against us?
I think they'll have internal problems. And that's my viewpoint. They can't leverage it against us. जो हमारे साथ कर रहे हैं, there is a limit to what they can do. उसके बाद उसके आगे नहीं कर सकते, because हमारी रेड लाइंस जो है वो लेट डाउन है. ठीक है, अगर हमारी रेड लाइन क्रॉस करेंगे, today we have the capability, the capacity, the political military will to hit them hard, hit them where it hurts.
Yeah.
Right? So they understand that. वो बड़े सालों पहले हम एस्केलेशन लेटर की बात करते थे. What escalation लेटर हमने देख लिया उनको. Even after the strikes in Jabba Top, which you call Balakot, which I refuse to call Balakot. अगर आप देखें जो उनका swift retort operation हुआ था, they came in the next day and on the most heavily, इतना वहाँ पर हमारे military deployed है, LC पे, and मैं वहाँ पर जोशी रह चुका हूँ चोरी पुंछ में. वहाँ पर 25 दिन में वहाँ पर उनकी जो स्ट्राइक्स हुई, कोई इंजरी तक नहीं हुई किसी को. ठीक है, या तो पाकिस्तानी एयरफोर्स
Because
बिल्कुल बेकार है कि कुछ नहीं कर पाई, या वो इतनी अच्छी है कि कुछ नहीं करना चाहती थी. I like to believe the second part. They did not want any escalation. So that is what we should read. Pakistan cannot afford any escalation. So we have to leverage that.
yeah, I think you made a very important point. Pakistan cannot afford escalation. And today, the escalation matrix and the capability to escalate or not is with us.
Correct?
So we have to leverage our escalation and as to how you want to, handle Pakistan. And of course, I have always believed, sir, that the nuclear thing is always a bluff. And that was proven when we went across Uri and we did the Uri surgical strikes, and then we went and hit them in Jabba Top. And what we need to understand is, jo Jabba Top mein hum gaye the, we actually crossed the international border. It was not. It was just not crossing the LOC.
It's not Indian territory; it is Pakistan territory.
Pakistan territory. We hit them in Pakistan territory. Right. So that I think is gone, and all this big talk of nuclear attack, AU and all is all bunk.
So what
Right.
we need is a 3P strategy. 3P
Okay.
is proactive, a proactive strategy, which they call the cold start doctrine. We need a preemptive strategy. Right. If I know
Okay.
that something is going to happen, preempt it, hit them. And the third is punitive strategy. Right.
Okay.
If they do something, they have to pay for it. There are costs and consequences attached. So it's a 3P strategy: proactive, preemptive, punitive.
Okay. So let's spend say 2-3 minutes on each of this. When you say proactive strategy, you need to be proactive selectively. Of course, we have to be selective, but with the capability of being proactive all across. Am I getting across, sir? We might. That means you need to position yourself to be proactive across the entire border and the LOC. But you should have the capability of being proactive at a time and place of your choice.
Absolutely.
That is my understanding of proactive. And given the situation in which we are in, and we need to be probably a little more proactive across the LAC, because there the space for doing something is a little more than in the international borders for various reasons. So your views on that? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely
I
right.
just thrown something.
No, when you say proactive, it is already in a conflict zone. The LC is the right place to be proactive, but that does not mean that we also have to create capabilities for a threatened being, especially where there are strategic vulnerabilities of Pakistan. And the strategic vulnerabilities of Pakistan, strategic position of Pakistan lie in Punjab.
Correct.
Because Punjab is 80% of Pakistan politics. Punjab is 80% of Pakistani army. Punjab is Pakistani mullahs. Punjab is Pakistani money. Right? So it is the most fertile place. It is the capital. And Lahore, what is Lahore? It's a few kilometers, right? So Pakistan में जो vulnerabilities है वो पंजाब में है. So we have to have the threatened being of threatening Punjab that तुमने कुछ करा तो हम वहाँ आपको आके बिल्कुल जहाँ पर आपका
यही
कमजोरी है और जहाँ पर आपकी प्रॉब्लम है वहाँ पर आपको मारेंगे. So unfortunately LC पर जो है उनको इतना फर्क पड़ता नहीं है because they are disposable commodities as a Pakistan is concerned.
Okay.
Right. Pakistan occupied Kashmir में जो कश्मीरी हैं वो disposable commodity है. Pakistan got no concern for them, please. Let's understand that. They have fooled the people. They have no concern for the people. They are disposable commodities. पाकिस्तान को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उनकी 1 मरे, 10 मरे, 15 मरे, 50 मरे, 1000 मरे, पाकिस्तान को फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला कोई. लेकिन any threat in Punjab, and I'm not saying Rajasthan, Gujarat, any threat in Punjab.
Yeah, Punjab.
Because Pakistani army is Punjab. Pakistani politics is Punjab. Pakistani economy is Punjab.
Pani is also Punjab.
Pani.
Right. Yeah. So आपने जो what 2 points you brought out, if you are going to be proactive, you have 2 choices. We have 2 clear choices which emerge. One is go for a high optics choice where you do something across and there you get something across the LOC. It might not it might not weaken
It'll hurt.
Pakistan.
It'll hurt.
It has
It'll hurt.
optic. Everything will hurt when you go across. But the fact is that it's a high optic choice of crossing the LOC and making a statement, right? You can go to some depth and whatever you want to do. And the other choice is hit him at his center of gravity and hit him hard at his center of gravity. And our proactive options should posit both these threats to Pakistan, right? So that is as far as the
can I
please, sir.
You see, what we need to understand is that the invisibility of the Pakistani military. We're talking military mullahs. So Pakistani army, Pakistani military, जो invisibility अपने बना रखी है ना, they can't be, they're invincible, right? Not invincible, right? So they're invincible. जो उनका aura है, हम उसको तोड़ सकते हैं LCP जाके, जैसे पहले करा, कि ये कुछ भी नहीं है यार. So the people stop believing in the Pakistani army is invincible.
That's why I said visibility, high profile,
high visibility.
High optics, high profile. You get on the LAC where there is scope for that. But then, if you really mean business, you hit him at his heart, which is his center of gravity. Position such a threat that he is always worried about that heartland, because that if you break that heartland, there's nothing left for Pakistan. Right, that's your proactive strategy, which we need to keep looking at against Pakistan. So when we talk of a preemptive strategy, what are we looking at?
See, when we talk of preemptive strategy, we're looking at the operational tactical parts.
Yes. So, I mean, why I'm asking you this question, sir, is because let people understand that, while China is doing whatever it's doing and we are preparing for them, mentally and physically, we are also ready against Pakistan, that we can take these fellows on.
Fully
and how to take this and how to take these on, take them on is what we are discussing today. I mean, we are looking at the major 3Ps. So we are looking at the preemptive thing. So what do you think is your concept of the preemptive?
The preemptive options are basically to preempt any major strike. There are two things. One is internal, one is external. Right? Whereas internally we should be prepared, externally we should threaten. And we should carry out strikes. If we find that there's something which is going to happen across the LC, we carry out strikes. Whether it is by using direct firing weapons, whether it's by using, because the launch pads are very close to LC. Whether it's by using long range weapons, whether using precision weapons, whether using drones, technology, whether we're using, there are a lot of other means which I wouldn't like to specify out here.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, when I say preemptive strike means you demoralize the mullahs from carrying out strikes. Not the mullahs, actually the cadre of the mullahs.
Yes.
मुल्ला तो demoralize होगा नहीं, क्योंकि उसको तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता कोई.
वो तो पीछे बैठा है.
So उनकी जो preparation है, जो उनके training areas हैं, जो उनके training camps हैं, they need to be hit. Okay, they need to hit hard. So when something happens, we go and hit them. The process rate.
Yeah.
So that is when I say preemptive. I'm talking about preemptive at the operational tactical.
Yes, sir. Preemptive will always be generally at the operational and the tactical level, and that means it has to be disruptive in nature, because you're going to disrupt his ideas and plans, whatever he is planning to do, which means that you're looking at fundamentally a high level of intelligence, whichever way we get that intelligence, and int-based operation is the deal of the day. And we need to be calibrated as to what we do to send the message across. I mean, we just can't, wishy-washy kar nahi sakte. Lot of people say, usko maar do, gira do, you go into depths and all that. We need to be result-oriented to disrupt and preempt whatever he is doing. And without too much talk, we've come to the stage where Pakistan can be handled without too much talk. So we've talked of preemptive. The third part is punitive, right? And I would like you to spend some time on punitive strikes and why you want to do it and how you want to do it, sir.
the why is, Pakistan is, the major challenge for India is to change Pakistan behavior in the mid to long term, right? And we cannot change our neighbors,
Yeah,
but we have
we
to
have to
change
live with
Pakistan
them.
behavior. There was 70 years is a short time. That's in 15 years. And we should not get distracted by Pakistan. Pakistan is a detractor, right? Our ambitions, our growth, the well-being of people are the most important. However, Pakistan will keep interfering, and that how do we stop the interference? Basically, at the proxy war level, or something even more, is by punitive strikes. If Pakistan should know that if he does something, he'll have to pay the cost and consequences for it. There will be a cost attached. Right? If something has happened in Pokhran now, there's a cost attached to it, and he has to pay the cost. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may be day after.
At our time and place
Yeah,
of our choice.
so Pakistan not going anywhere. We have the time, we have the capability. So when you say punitive strikes means Pakistan should feel the pain, or the pain which it gives it to feel the pain, it has to pay the cost, it has to pay, there are consequences attached to Pakistan. And that we can do by carrying out operations along the LC and by threatening it. So there is a combination of a proactive and a punitive, a combination sort of a thing. You show your strength somewhere, you attack somewhere
Hit
else.
them with.
Hit him where it hurts. Hit him hard where it hurts. Right? So punitive strikes are something like what we did in Oli, what we did in Balakot, what we keep doing now. LC. Fortunately, LC ceasefire is holding on. Fortunately, because that's in the interest of both India and Pakistan. Our villages are there. It's not that. There are
Yeah,
people.
it's
We
not.
have to look after them. So we have to look after them. Even other side are people. It's a Pakistan occupied Kashmir. There are people basically. They may not have allegiance to India. There are people fighting.
But
So
tomorrow they might have.
so we are a very responsible nation. अब तो बहुत बड़े दिल वाले हैं, responsible हैं. So we want to take everything along. But the fact is that Pakistani army has to be hit. So the Pakistani army, when it gets hit, the Pakistani people stop trusting the Pakistani army because Pakistani people are not our enemies. Our adversary is the Pakistani dispensation led by the Mullahs in the military. Right? It's not the Pakistani people. And once we degrade the Pakistani military and they lose faith in the Pakistani military, the invincibility of the Pakistani army, that book was very clear. Correct. Right? And that is a narrative which they have, put in the people, which is absolutely all the 8 points which you are totally, I can challenge each one of them. There's nothing in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Historically, nothing. Militarily, nothing. Absolutely. It is the aura they have created, and that aura was shattered on 9th of May. Let me also say that the people went and attacked the. So punitive strikes.
On that, there's no this thing. So we'll take one final question before I take questions from the audience. You see, a lot of people these days, when I keep doing, shows, whenever I talk about Pakistan or LC or anything, everyone says, "Sir, we should take over POK or Gilgit-Baltistan and all that." I want your views because I know your views. I'm not saying I don't know your views because that's the common views which we have as a military fraternity. But I'd like you to dilate on this thought process which people have. And once in a while, our politicians have also said that we'll take POK and all that. And, so people do have a lot of issues on this and questions on this. And when are we going to take and how are we going to take and should we take or not take?
I thought you were a friend.
Awesome.
Anyway, I thought you were a friend. There's a parliament resolution of every
Yeah.
right. That is categorical. Okay, so I'm not saying anything against the parliament resolution. My point is the timing part. So let us consolidate. We are growing. We should not get distracted by Pakistan. We should not get distracted by POK right now. No, POK, the people, there are nearly 5 million people in POK.
Yes.
So what do we do with them? And they were all born in Pakistan, POK. It was 70 years plus 35 years. Right? जो और 2-4 बुड्ढे मेरे जैसे वो भी जाने वाले होंगे ऊपर. So
and they don't have loyalty to you.
my point is right now, let us consolidate a risen, responsible India. Let us consolidate our growth. Let us look after the well-being of people. Not get distracted of POK. POK is there. What's so great about POK? Let
No,
us
I think what you said,
consolidate the peace dividend in Kashmir. JNK.
Kashmir.
That's very important.
Yes. I
After
think
5th
you
August
made the
2019.
most important point of the day, sir, is that we've got a peace dividend which is just about 2 years old. In 2 years old, we have been able to do so much, and which actually, sir, whatever you said is what I keep saying. You only reinforce what I've said. What do you do with the people of POK if you take them? Right? They're not for you. They're against you generally. After all, they, like you rightly said, they're all born there and they have a leaning towards the Pakistan army. And we shouldn't forget when Abhinandan, bailed out in that part of the, in POK, he was beaten up by people. He was beaten up because he was an Indian. He was not right. He was not welcome there with garlands and all that. So they don't like us. So to take 5 million people of that lot to take, and it's not a great option. And plus, the moment that comes, you again start destabilizing the whole area. So what you said is right. Let's take this peace dividend and get peace into Kashmir, and let Kashmir develop. Let people let people from the other side start saying, "I want to come this side," and we create the political space first. Politically, they should be clear that we want to come. You have a cultural outreach, you have a political outreach, you have a humanitarian outreach, you have other kinds of outreach, and the last thing you do is military. In fact, the way I look at it, we should adopt the Sun Tzu variety of winning that war without fighting.
Without fighting.
Right? Let it fall, and we have time. If 70 years we have not had that land, we can another 30 years we can wait. There are a lot of things which we can do. We can this thing. So I
Also,
think
no, unfortunately, or whatever it is, the Kashmirian is not there in POK. There's no Kashmiris in POK now.
yes.
उनका पहनावा, उनका खाना, उनका म्यूजिक, जो कहते हैं कश्मीरियत जिसको कहते हैं हम, वो तो पूरी
खत्म
बदली हो
हो गया
चुकी, वो तो खत्म हो गया, बदली हो गई है वो, ठीक है ना? जो हमारे
and it's all
कश्मीर,
more
मैं लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल में था, वहां पुंछ रावलाकोट में बस चलती थी, बस से एवरी ऑल्टरनेटिव बस जाती थी, बस आती थी, जो वहां से लोग आते थे और वो जब हमारे साइड आते थे तो कहते थे, अरे हमको तो ऐसा बताया नहीं गया था कभी, ये तो अलग है बिल्कुल, यहाँ तो आप फ्री हैं सब कुछ करने के लिए, हमारे यहाँ तो कुछ भी नहीं। और जब जाते थे, देवर अलाउड टू कैरी 30 kg और 40 kg जो भी था, 100 किलो लेके जाते थे सामान, रेट पड़ जाते थे, ठीक है ना? तो जो आप बोल रहे हैं बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहे हैं, उनको दे शुड फील दैट द दैट पीपल अक्रॉस आर मच बेटर, द चेंज शुड कम फ्रॉम द हार्ट। वॉर में उनका जबरदस्ती तो कैसे करना चाहिए मुझे बता दीजिए।
जबरदस्ती से कुछ नहीं होगा।
जल्दी क्या है?
there's no this thing.
There's no hurry.
Yeah, there's no hurry.
Let the weak in Pakistan more.
Yeah. So, any other points, or otherwise, can I take some questions?
No, please take question. Thank you very much.
So let's take some questions, and first and foremost, Costa, welcome as a new member of this thing. So value pilgrim, Jai and honorable generals, it's cheers time for our family, and this talk is perfect. Cheers to you and to yours too, sir. Thanks a lot. Right.
Thank you, William.
Shivam Parikh, respected generals, kindly answer my question. We tried everything from diplomacy to airstrike, but Pakistan never stops terrorism. Why they take us so lightly, and what is its solution?
Solution is the patience and the 3 Ps. So Pakistan, there are a lot of changes which have happened. If you look at the last 10, 15, 20 years, you'll find the changes have taken place. And I think we have handled Pakistan rather well, post-Kargil especially, during Kargil, post-Kargil. Things, it's a cycle. कभी-कभी खराब होगा, कभी-कभी अच्छा होगा. लेकिन if you look at the violence levels in Kashmir, look at the terrorism levels, they are way, way down. And I think we should consolidate that, and we should keep the threat being on Pakistan. And the 3 Ps is the answer, like we discussed in detail.
Yeah.
पाकिस्तान जैसे कहते हैं ना, कुत्ते के दुम में 20 साल बाद सीधी निकलेगी, टेढ़ी निकलेगी. But that does not mean we should give up. We have to keep at it to change Pakistan's behavior towards India in the mid to long term, economically, basically economically, militarily, politically, and isolating Pakistan. Isolating Pakistan all. देखिए अभी उनके अफगानिस्तान रिलेशन खराब है, उनके ईरान से रिलेशन खराब है, उनके इंडिया के रिलेशन खराब है, तो बचा कौन? एक चाइना. और चाइना को आने दो, चाइना जो उनको बिगाड़ेगा ना, तो उनको पता लगेगा कहाँ गए वो क्या कहते हैं, चाउमीन खाना भी भूल जाएंगे.
Okay. JP makes a statement. In the end, it will be Pak Punjab versus rest of subcontinent. Pak Punjab can fight due to its 12 crore population, but cannot occupy Sindh, KPK, Balochistan forever and fight army of Bharat and will lose. That's what General Bhatia said. The center of gravity of Pakistan is Punjab, and that is what we have to posit a threat. And unless they know that we can hit them there hard, and break them, they will not come to, their behavior will not change. Anything else you want like to
No,
add?
I think JVGP summed it up. It's an excellent comment. It's a comment. It's a thought.
Yeah.
And I think it's very well taken. Thank you very much.
Then, sir, is it true Saudis are throwing away all the money to them in order to acquire their nuclear power?
I really don't. I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I don't think,
I think-
because
I
I
don't
don't think Saudis.
Saudis are way above all this. They are playing, and we have excellent relations.
Yeah, if you look at it, the Saudis are themselves trying to reorganize their economy. They are redistributing their economy. Diversification is the name of the game, and they can't diversify their economy with nuclear power. They have to diversify their economy with something which they have to do with India, with the economic corridor. The economic corridor which we spoke of in G20 is the name of the game. Not going and investing in nuclear power in Pakistan, which will get them nothing.
I believe they are putting in $20 billion in the corridor, IMEC. Right. And the IMEC, India Middle East.
IMEC, IMEC is going to happen.
Yeah, IMEC is part. So $20 billion. And mind you, Saudi Arabia is not Gaddafi's Libya.
Yeah.
It is not so. Things have changed. So I don't think so.
I don't think they're going to go and put money anywhere else, because, see, people have to understand, when you talk of nuclear power and Saudi Arabia going and investing in Pakistan and all, the energy resources in that region are finite. एक दिन खत्म हो जाएगा. तब क्या होगा Saudi Arabia and UAE को? So they are diversifying. They need more economy coming into this. This corridor will give them economy. Their energy. You see, today if you see, Saudi Arabia has to sell a lot of oil to China, and they've got into China's grip. They are loosening it by if this economic corridor comes, they get a pipeline into Europe, right? So they will have a pipeline into Europe, and Europe gets off the Russian grid. So there's a big game on. You have to understand that, and Saudi Arabia is part of that game. Right, and they see value in that rather than putting it. They will see putting it in Pakistan, where nothing will happen, and where nothing will happen, uska to already there's a CPC hai where there's nothing has happened. China has gone and put 20, 30, 40 billion dollars, and they've got nothing from there. So why will they reinforce failure rather than going in for? And one more point about the IMEC, which what General Bhatia said is very important. Apart from the fact that $20 billion, Saudi is putting, you have to understand UAE, India, Saudi, Israel, and USA are all rich countries enough to handle this corridor. It is not a relationship between a rich country like China and a poor debtor nation like Pakistan or Tanzania. So this will succeed, and once this succeeds, you'll see a lot of things happening in Pakistan also. Any views on this, sir?
No, you're right,
The
absolutely.
strategic significance.
IMEC does not touch Pakistan. It bypasses Pakistan.
Yeah, it will have negative effect, adverse effect on Pakistan because Pakistan will get left out completely. Right. Okay. So, observing recent incidents where Khalistan supporters are facing setbacks in UK and Canada, I can't help but wonder why the Indian intelligence hasn't intervened in Pakistan similarly.
We don't need to.
We don't need to. We don't have to get involved with this.
Themselves in a self-destruct mode.
Yeah.
जो self destruct mode में है तभी तो कह रहे हैं they're basically when we talk of military mullahs and money they're self destruct mode.
Yeah.
So why should we intervene? Let them self destroy themselves.
Okay. The role of Dubai. It is plotting city for Khalistanis from our Punjab and Pak Punjab. Remember, 29-year-old Amritpal Sandhu was trained in Dubai, menaced Punjab for 7 months. Well, yeah, your views, sir?
See, these things will keep happening. We're a very big country.
Yeah.
We have, we have to understand that it is not a perfect world. The world is envious of India. India of 2023, India of 2022, and India as a whole, even earlier also. And they would like to bring us down and keep us occupied. And this is a geopolitical, that's a competition. So we have certain fissures within, which will get exploited. We have certain fault lines. And we as a people, it is our responsibility to make sure that we do not fuel these fissures, we do not fuel these fault lines. ये हमारे ऊपर ठीक है और हमारी कमजोरी होगी तो हम अपने नेबर को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते वो तो फायदा उठाएगा तो हमारी जो अपनी फिजर्स हैं खासतौर से जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में या खालिस्तान तो आई डोंट गिव मच क्रेडिट मैं नहीं देता इसको ये दो चार लोग हैं ये अपने पैसे के लिए करते हैं देयर नथिंग इन खालिस्तान देयर वाज अ टाइम यस बट we resolved that and the people of Punjab are the best people I've ever seen. I've served with. We've been there. They are the defenders of the country. Let me say that. So ये दो चार जो हैं ये अमृतपाल सिंह.
Yeah, that's we should really look.
We should not even talk about it. We should not even talk about it. Actually.
Don't waste your time with this.
People of Punjab are the best. I'm telling you. Their sacrifices are one too many to you. We can't even recount the sacrifices. Let's salute them. Rather than talk of one Amritpal Singh for his.
Yeah, I agree with this. Completely. Right? You know their strength only when you command them. And I have commanded Sikh troops, and they are something. They are something.
I'm very proud of. उनको टास्क दे दो और हो गया फतेह हो गई.
बस फतेह हो जाएगा. I mean, they are different. ठीक है. I have commanded Rajput troops, Gorkhas, ये वो सब कुछ, but these Sardars are different. And it's always a pleasure to go and this thing. Yeah, there's no problem. General Shankar, sorry for that comment. I didn't comment. Yeah, don't worry. You just change your name from Worry Gamer to something more positive, right? Don't. Okay, right. We should adopt just the way of German unification during 1990, year of last century. People of POK area must feel from the heart and mind, soul to join Bharat. That's what General Bhatia said. You progress so much that the differential is seen by them, and then they automatically join you. I think he's right, sir. Anything else you would like to add, sir?
No, it's perfect, absolutely. It is the right thing to do.
Yeah. Now,
you grow and
yeah,
you grow. That's all.
That's all. Right. Pak is liberally selling land and China is happily buying it. What happens if China buys our land occupied by Pak, which is part of CPEC but ours?
You see, it is not only, yes, it's a very pertinent question actually. It's a major concern. In 1963, Pakistan has, the Saksham Valley, nearly 5,175 square kilometers. They already, agreement till the border dispute between India and Pakistan is resolved. They given it to China. and China has made some gains on their suction value. And if China is buying land everywhere, but I think the CPEC is a major concern, and that is one of the reasons we did not, endorse. Not only endorse, we oppose the BRI. My fault. I should not have used the word endorse. We oppose the BRI. We were the only country at that point of time to oppose the BRI. Right? No other country opposed the BRI. They may not have agreed to it, endorsed it, but no one opposed it. Right? Why we opposed it? Because it does the BRI, and CPEC is central to the BRI. The OBOR or whatever we call the Silk Route, CP is central to it. So this is a concern definitely, and we have to create the the political, economic, military power to make sure that China does not do it. And I think we need to go.
Right, sir. So often there's a talk about revisiting the Indus Water Treaty. What will that be a good strategy, and what are their options that they might exercise against us? Army gets 45,000 acres for corporate farming, whatever. When we've heard of that news, but I don't think that's going through. The Supreme Court has had some problems with it. But we could talk of the Indus Water Treaties.
I think the Indus Water Treaty needs to be reviewed. And there are certain provisions which are there. Every legal thing has certain ambiguities, and we have to keep that as a threatened being on Pakistan, because 95% of the water in Pakistan was from our side, and water is very important. Water was essential, right? So we need to keep Pakistan's behavior if you have to change. I think IWT review of IWT is a very, very major concern. But having said that, let me also say it will not be easy. There are international ramifications to it. And on the one side, we always say that we are a responsible nation. On the other side, we would like to review it. And the IWT got started. I know there's the IWT commission that it needs. And we have gone to the International Court of Justice, and we have got certain judgments in our favor on the IWT. So it's not being done. The review has not been done. I agree with you there. And there's a time I think we should review it. So it's old treaty and things have changed. We should review that.
Right. So we've finished all the questions. What I'd like to tell all our viewers is, when you make your comments, everything, you don't have to be critical. You can be critical. We can agree to disagree also. There's no problem. But don't be disparaging. Don't slander the army. Don't, that's something which is not correct. There sometimes everyone does something wrong. It's not that the army does everything right every time. We've done our mistakes. We'll learn from them also. I have no problem. But please don't come out with, some of you have come out saying, look, officers don't work and, you get promotions and all that loose talk. Don't do that. You're looking at two veterans who've done everything. If we had to do the way you people had said, we wouldn't have been generals. Let me tell you. We've been generals because we did everything which, goes against the run of the mill. We had the guts to talk in front of people what we had to say. And today, that is why we also have the guts to face our people. You are our people. Right? No one comes in. It's not easy for two lieutenant generals to come and talk whatever and answer your questions in as transparent manner as possible. A lot of people,
we shoot straight. We shoot straight.
Shoot straight.
No holds barred.
Yeah, a lot of people you have asked me, sir, aren't you saying something which is confidential or classified? That if you talk, Pakistan will know. No, we don't worry about that. But we still tell you because we need to educate our people to stand behind the army. You are our strength. If you start talking ill of the army, even if you're emotional, the army loses. And that's what I wanted to put across to everyone. Otherwise, that's why we've started this channel. That's why I request him to come. I request other veterans to come, so that we are all, we have democratized our security, or we have democratized the defense of the nation, so that all of you know When we grew up, no one told us all this. So your words on this, sir.
No,
And
absolutely
then
right.
we'll
A soldier, what does a soldier need? Little bit of respect, little bit of regard. Period. और वो कुछ भी करेगा, वो करता है. So that's all. And there will be aberration. We know, like I said, एक आध aberration होता है, तो that is acceptable totally. मतलब we are soldiers. We are part of the same society. हम आपके जैसे ही हैं.
yeah.
थोड़ी सी हमारी ट्रेनिंग अलग है, थोड़ा सा हमारा दिमाग फिरा हुआ है. We do a lot of funny things. You won't understand. Some of you will not even understand what we've gone through, what we've been through physically, mentally, emotionally. So that's okay. That's a chosen profession. A mad man like me, he takes thrills in jumping out of a perfectly serviceable aircraft, risking your lives. So
Yeah.
just give us a little bit of respect, and don't
Right.
there'll be people who will always भाई भगवान को नहीं छोड़ता कोई काम तो क्या चीज है, चले, but don't do it, please. And thank you
Yeah.
very much, Shankar, and great.
And last but not the least, don't forget that India is fighting a war with Pakistan. India is almost at war with China. In this kind of a conflict, which is this is the modern day conflict which is going on, there will be times when you win, there will be also times when you lose. We should have the capability of taking that punch and then come out stronger and hit them back stronger. And all this talk is only to make you understand that, right? So I think we've had a great conversation. It was free flowing, and we spoke a lot of things about mullahs, military, and the money of Pakistan, or the lack of money of Pakistan.
Lack of money.
Lack of money in Pakistan. I'll go back to the slide which I started with, and I got this beautiful cartoon, which I must show again to everyone before I this thing. You look at this. I found it on the net, where the army man of Pakistan has got mullah in his one pocket, and instead of his medals, he's got his dollar. So that finishes his military, mullahs, and money. So with this, I think we've had a great conversation on this. Thanks a lot for all of you who come up with good questions. Thanks a lot, sir, and good evening, and Jai Hind to you, sir.
Thank you, Jan Shankar. Thank you to your viewers. Thank you, Ganesh Short. Always a pleasure, and it's so interesting. I'm educated by the viewers' questions. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.